a strong mountain and find all that lovely stira and stability and steadiness in a second. But for now, we're going to go knocking on heaven's door. So this is a little kundalini exercise that I love. It also just helps you wash off any bad juju and helps you loosen up, get into the moment, let go of anything that's not serving you. So you're going to let the arms become heavy noodles. That's right, heavy noodles. And soften through the fingertips, and again, keep soft knees. And you can even start to massage a little bit on the feet, and then travel up through the pelvis, lower back, get a little more of a twist there if it feels good. And then kind of traditional practices is you let your hands beat yourself. Everything in moderation, right? All right, so hopefully by now you're giving it a whirl. I'm just standing there and staring at me doing it. But if this is a bit of a challenge for you, then embrace it. And last but not least, start to deepen your breath. Big inhale brings you into the moment. Have another inner smile. Big exhale to let go. Get loose. Shake it off. Shake off the day thus far. Again, let go of anything that's not serving you. Just kind of clear your cache. Clear the cookies so that we can really allow our practice today to fill our cup with nice conscious breath and nice strong and stable awareness through the spine. All right. Couple more. Notice if you're looking down, so you can bring your gaze up for these last few. And back to center. Open the palms, lift your heart, and without looking, bring the feet together. Without looking. So my mentor used to say, see feelingly. So feel it out. See feelingly. Pushing your shirt, see feelingly. Loop the shoulders, lift the heart. Don't look down. Press into your feet. And then really starting off with the feet today. So today's practice, we're coming to mountain pose here. Today's practice is really about creating strong and stable awareness in the entire body. And then marrying that with our very first focus of this journey, which is ease or sukha. So here we are, week 2. I'm going to go a little deeper by really adding this awareness of sthira, Sanskrit for stability. Also means to establish. And here we are, week 2. We've established now that we're doing this thing together. So drop in, inhale, and exhale. Without looking, inhale, lift all of your toes. And try to do this without looking, starting with the pinky toe, place one toe down, one at a time. Starting with the pinky toe, all the way to the big toe, and then do that 2 more times. And if you don't have all your toes, you're just going to work on sending awareness through all 4 corners of your feet. Right? Make it your own. Make it essence all the beauty of yoga. So the yoga asana branch is not meant to limit us at all. In fact, it's supposed to be tools for us to discover our full potential. So if you ever get stuck or hung up on something like, oh, I can't do that, I don't have that, fabulous, great opportunity to learn about your body and own who you are. Again, going back to that honor practice, honoring who you are and where you are today. All right, after a couple moments to play with the toes and really establish this awareness through all 4 corners of the feet, squeeze the inner thighs together, squeeze the legs together, and imagine that your inner thighs are pointing towards the back wall or whatever's behind you. So actually, let's exaggerate that. So inner thighs pointed in, you kind of come to this little motion here that's like, I love you, a bushel and a peck. We'll throw back, shout out to all my musical theater fans out there. So exaggerate that rotation of the tops of the thighs basically going inward. And then let's take one hand to the belly and one hand to the lower back. And slowly draw up through the front body and ground through the back body. Something I've been saying for So you can think of it as putting on a banda and lengthening the tailbone, but I find that really just the awareness of lifting through the front. I also like to think of it as, Kate or Ariel on the rock. Never let go. Lifting through the front body and then grounding through the back body. And it might seem like a generalization there, but then you as the individual really make it personal and find stability rather than trying to just fit the shape, right? So another way of thinking of it is like taking the hip creases up or grounding the shoulder blades down. So their thighs go back, heart or body goes up, tailbone goes down, find places to lift, places to lengthen. So we find this containment and then draw awareness to your center. So we just did all this awesome abdominal work yesterday. So now send awareness here, draw the navel in and up, and feel how we're slowly starting to create a really strong base. So if a friend, and if you're practicing this one right now, be kind, soft fingers. But you might even give them a little push, and they're not going to fall over, right? No, they're grounded through their feet, squeezing through the midline. Inner thighs have that rotation going back, and we find this lift through the front, grounding through the back. So for my more imaginative parties, you can imagine that the door is going to blow open here, and a big gust of wind is going to come through, and you will be strong and steady here, soft in the upper body, nice and grounded through the lower body and all the way up through the midline. All right, take a deep breath in. Now exhale, hands to heart. Lift the sternum to the thumbs. Keep finding places to lift and lengthen and places to ground. So again, now we're starting to marry our ease or that sukha with this idea of stability, support from within, this stable grounding essence that we call sthira. All right? Hands at the heart. Deep breath in. Long breath out. On your next deep breath in, slowly feeling that big stretch through the feet, so don't rush it. Try to lift up from the pelvic floor and slowly, rather than rocking forward, think about lifting up. Lift the heels. Lift the sternum, press the palms together for more stability. Lengthen through the crown, lift, 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 squeeze the legs together, toning the calves, and then exhale, lower down with control. Beautiful. 2 more times like that, nice and slow. Deep breath in. And we slowly lift up. So this might seem a little slow, but this is really, we're going there, we're going deeper, right? We're not just here for a workout, we're trying to build this long-lasting practice. And so you could just come up to here, working the calves, or we can go a little deeper, y'all, and really try to create this full body experience. So just do it one more time wherever you're at. Working to explore stability today. And then we'll come back to mountain pose. All right, so move the fingertips around, interlace behind, knuckles drop down and away. We open the shoulders and stretch the belly. Should feel really good after yesterday's practice. Lengthen tailbone down. Feel the legs, the lower body, strong trunk here. So you're holding on to that integrity as you open up through the chest, stretch the belly, and then release. Give yourself a hug. Again, feeling the legs. So we're working active in the legs here. So tone the quad, lengthen the tailbone down. Inhale, lift the elbows, lift up. And then exhale, release. Opposite thumb on top this time. Knuckles drop down and away. Keep the lower body strong and stable. Nice tree trunk there. Inhale. And exhale, release. Opposite arm on top. Give yourself a hug. Strong lower body, strong base. Fabulous. And release. Hands are going to come to the waistline. Use your thumbs to draw down through the tail and lift up through the front. All right, so nice and easy. We're going to bring the right foot forward, left foot back, and come into warrior 2. So really turn the left toes in, exploring this today. And again, same thing as we did in mountain pose. See if you can imagine the left inner thigh going in. Upper body lifts as we bend the front knee, back body grounds. I bet you're a little sore, maybe a little tight, so ease into it. Maybe find find some soft pulsing sensations here, exploring strength in the lower body, gets straight on my mat, and really connecting through all four corners of the feet. So back inner thigh rolls in, top thigh rolls out. And we press in all four corners of the front foot, press in all four corners of the back foot. Now draw energy up through the left arch, and when you're ready, take the arms out wide. Front knee over front ankle. So we press down into the earth to rise up. You hear it all the time, right? Root to rise. So play with that here. Strong in the arms, full body experience. And then feel that lift up from the pelvic floor, traveling all the way up through the spine as you lengthen through the crown of the head. Keep the left inner thigh engaged. Inhale, straighten the front leg, and exhale, bend. Now as you bend, see if you can keep the power of that back leg. Inhale, straighten the front leg, exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten, and exhale, bend. One more time, inhale, straighten, exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten, triangle pose, bump the hips to the left, reach the right fingertips forward, try to keep length in the whole torso, so not just the side body, but the front and back too. Left toes are turned in, and nice and slowly, so you can hold on to that stability and play with this idea of stira through the spine, the support, this line of the spine as you either bring the right fingertips down, rest gently on the shin or to a block. If you want to check in with more core today, you can cover, but find that rotation through your chest. Gaze straight down, straight out if it's okay in the neck, or maybe all the way up in time. Take one more breath here, find the length. Then exhale, soft bend that front knee as you come back to warrior two. Also want to pull the thumbs back, pinkies back, sorry. And then straighten that front leg, turn the right toes in, left toes go out. Hands can come to the waistline if you need a little break. All right, so no rushing here, no vinyasa today. Really exploring stability in the legs as you turn the right toes in and left toes out. And then if you're sore in your hips, then give it a couple breaths here to pulse in and out and play so you can really feel what's going on today and wake up the muscles that you need to connect. Engage the right inner thigh, allow it to turn in, pull back with the left hip crease, head over heart, heart over pelvis. So there's a tendency, right, in a lot of the warrior postures for the spine and center to lean forward. So you can draw it all together. Find that containment, establish head over heart, heart over pelvis. And really press down into the outer edge of that right foot. Lift it from the right arch, and then maybe we'll take the arms out wide, warrior two, Virabhadrasana two. So just take a couple moments here to play. Feeling it out. Find a strong base. Hug the lower ribs in. So maybe we're here, hug it in. Find that containment, like that corset. 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 Feeling. Is it? Alright. Inhale. Exhale, relax your shoulders. Inhale, straighten the front leg, lift. Try to keep that connection, that traction in the feet, and that scissor effect as you lift up. And then bending the knee. Breathe out this time. Inhale to lift. Exhale, bend. Press into the knife edge of that back foot. As you move, can you keep the legs strong the whole time? The line of the spine long and supported by the muscles in the back body and the front body. Let's do one more. And the next time you inhale, straighten. Imagine drawing both feet together, lifting up through the center, then send the hips back, strong legs. When I work in this way, I mean, it's like no gust of wind could ever blow me down here. Super grounded, super rooted, pull the pinkies back, and take your time here. Right inner thigh goes in and out towards the back wall. I tug the left hip crease back, and reach, 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 reach. Stay long in all four sides of the torso. And triangle pose. Breathing here, exploring. Staying grounded through the feet. It's as if you're trying to press away from your yoga mat with your feet. And that's really how we grow this pose too, side note, into core activating posture. When I started practicing, I never thought that I wouldn't be leaning on my left hand, but now I'm very, I won't say easy, but accessible. One breath more. And soft bend in that front knee as you come back to warrior two. You got this. Pull the pinkies back. And then slowly straightening that front leg. Turn both toes in. Reach behind, interlace, stretch the belly. Lengthen tailbone down and draw navel up and in. So going from here to here. Find that strong flare. This is superhero pose here, right? Right here, I swear. I got excited. Knuckles all down. Away with your power posture. Feel the power of the legs. So maybe close your eyes here. Feel the power of the legs. And then release. Bring your feet together. You can hop it together a little slowly. Together. And prepare for tree pose. So find that nice strong base here. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And find that lift up through the front body. And then rounding to the back body. Then without shifting your weight to your left hip, see if you can slowly, as if you're trying to not move your hips at all. In fact, go ahead and put your hands on the waistline. So don't move your hips at all and slowly lift the right knee up. Fabulous. From there, we can grab the right ankle, either hug that right heel up towards the midline or maybe below the knee, or keep your toes on the ground for even more stability. And the hands can stay on the waistline here, or maybe you bring your hands center. Now here, super important. Meeting of the two opposing forces. So press into the outer edge of your right foot and squeeze the left inner thigh. Squeeze and towards the midline. And then from the power of the left inner thigh and the right foot, lift up through your spine, a little taller, a little more, and then maybe reach the fingertips up towards the sky. Thumbs back, pinkies forward, top of the right thighs rolling out, and we're using this idea of push and pull, playing with the two opposing forces to find stability, to find balance, which is the ultimate goal. Repeat this, finish this sentence. If you fall, so if you fall, don't worry. And then big inhale to find expansion wherever you are. Big exhale to bring the knee all the way back up. Try to squeeze it up towards your heart center. And then exhale to lower it down. Second side. Check it out. So find nice strong base. And without moving the hips, slowly lift left knee up. So I'm already hugging into the midline here. And find your tree pose on this side. Play. Hold it onto your focus, your drishti. And then we're going to play right away with this opposition of pressing the left foot into my right inner thigh. And then squeezing, hugging everything into the midline. From my right glute, my right hip, my right inner thigh. Squeezing in. Top of the left thigh rotates out. And what helps me do that is lengthening tailbone down. Again, finding that lift up through the front body. And that grounding through the back body. So we play with opposition here. Find support from within. So you're hugging the muscles.
Yeah.
Stay positive. If you fall, if you get a foot cramp, smile. It's all good. Life is good. Be thankful. Be appreciative for this time for yourself. The luxury of being able to move in this way and breathe in this way. Maybe take the arms all the way up. And so we're not coming into this shape to achieve balance, but to practice balance. Ah,
sure.
Sanskrit for stick or staff. So draw a line from the base of your spine all the way up and imagine, just like we did yesterday, that you're leaning up against a wall.
Very good.
And this is a posture, so you maybe sit up on a blanket or a block, or a tent at the palm, so a little tent pole in the center of your palm, and lift up on the fingertip. If your arms are able to come down to the ground, and really press into your knuckles and find lift. And then everyone, rotate the shoulders, so wrap around, draw the shoulder blades together and lift your heart. Firming down through the tops of the thighs. Little action point here is to maybe lift the heels and spread the toes, but that's optional. Lift and lengthen, breathe deep. Awesome, then inhale in, dig into the heels, bend the knees, and then exhale, just press into the fingertips. And if you're on your fingertips, you're not actually going to lift. Well, maybe you could, but I might break a finger. So don't do that on my watch, but if you're on your fingertips, just think about lifting up from the pelvic floor. And if you're on your hands, maybe you do lift up. One more breath, lifting up. And then exhale, release, soften everything in your mind, soften through your pelvic floor. And bring the feet together for cobbler's pose. Grab the ankles, knees nice and wide, tops of the thighs roll down and out away. And then we recreate that length up through the spine, leaning back against the wall. So wonderful, this practice for your posture, for your poise. So literally, physically, anatomically, but also, right, the body is a metaphor. We've talked about this. So if you practice good posture and moving with this stability, this awareness, good poise on your mat, you're going to be able to move with poise off your mat. And then people are going to be like, who's that lady? Who's that lady? Even if you're a baby, they'll be like, who's that lady? Just kidding, okay. So open up the feet like a book here. Maybe take your thumbs to the arches of your feet and open them up like a book. So really encouraging more of the rotation in the hips. And sit up nice and tall. Again, you can always pause the video and sit up on a little blanket or block, but don't quit the video. Come back to me now. We made a commitment, and we're in this together. We're all in this together. Cobbler's pose, Baddha Konasana. Sit up nice and tall. And then we're going to release the hands. So you're probably gripping on the feet right now, which is great for a little resistance. But lift up through the armpit chest. We're going to bring the palms together. And you're going to open all your fingers except for the thumb and the pinky. And we're going to open up to a little lotus mudra here. Keep the chest open again, lifting up through the armpit chest. So you can bring the elbows together and still keep you lifted. Go for it. If the shoulders are tight, stay here. And we're just going to be here for a couple breaths. Now, there might be some tension in the hip flexors here, so soft